Hello and welcome back to our continuing adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are tackling the latest challenge added to the platform, that of Windows theme spoofing. Analyze the Windows theme spoofing vulnerability CVE 2024-21320 exploitation. It is a free challenge. It is labeled as hard, and it is underneath the digital forensics incident response aspect. SOC team got an alert on their SIEM about the possible exploitation of CVE 2024-21320. The analyst on site captured the triage and relevant network capture as well to assist in this crucial investigation. And so we should be given a Windows system. Yes. And in the typical aspect, there's a challenge file folder on the desktop. And we've got the CVE. And let me guess, if we extract out, is it password protected? It is not. But we are going to be dealing with what? A actual triage image and a PCAP by the looks of it. What's the acquisition look like? See, okay, yeah, so they did do a file acquisition. That's fine. Let's just extract everything out. And while we're doing that, there's a set of questions we need to answer. Can you identify the attacker's file share path utilized to exploit the CVE? Victim's NTLM hash was relayed to the attacker's server, allowing them to capture the hash and either use it in an NTM, haven't had coffee yet, NTLM relay attacks or crack the hash. What is the full username of the compromised account? Victim's credentials were relayed to the attackers 3 times, considering only the packets related to the first relay. What is the NTLM server challenge used? What is the NT proof STR value in the NTLM negotiation? Security team saw an RDP connection from the attacker's internal machine to the compromised victim's machine. A day after the CVE was exploited, when did the attacker log in successfully? Tracing back to the start of the exploitation, what was the name of the file used to exploit the victim and exploit the CVE? Please detail the full path of the file. Attacker downloaded a PowerShell script on the system to further their objectives. What was the name of the script? Attacker added a backdoor account for their persistence mechanism. What was the username and password of the newly created account? And yes, before anybody sits there and asks, the background is indeed different as the desk has rotated 90 degrees. Basically, due to the fact that the office flooring had to be tore up. And basically made it so I had to clean everything out of the office, move it into one of the other rooms that they finished, and everything else. Gotta love it when you have homeowner problems. Sewer line break and back up, and then, flooding of literal craft water. The first floor and basement. Oh, gotta love it. Alright, so I am trying to get the RDP connection pulled up here so I can share that out and then over top, just because it would be a little bit easier, maybe, possibly, could be, who knows. Let's see, let's bring that into the fray, and we are into the fray there. Okay. Okay, so what's the first thing? Can you identify the attacker's file share path? So that should be in the theme file typically. And so I guess what we should do is, let me take the RDP out. Okay, so this whole thing here. So plenty of write-ups, everything else like that. I don't think there's going to be much here, not going to probably be much there. Okay. Akamai's got a portion on there. If they fix the patch in January's Patch Tuesday of 2024. Okay, so this is just about a year old then, at least at the time of recording. So, theme format consists of several blocks of parameters. And basically this stuff denotes everything out. So the brand image parameter in a theme file. Wallpaper image to basically set that. And so there's something dubbed in there. So if we bring this up, theme file viewed, callback triggered on shcore.dll, task triggered in windows.storage, thumbnail cache.dll functions are called, get thumbnail called from the theme UI.dll, and then it leads to communication in order to leak the stuff. With some manual mitigations and so we are realistically looking for that theme to have been downloaded. So if I had to guess, somewhere we need to find the theme. And I am quickly just going through and reviewing what was indeed captured in everything. Now, I don't see, out of all this stuff, is there, sysmon logs? I don't see them. Great. But yeah, we get default, which just goes to intuser.dat, and then that's defend, just gives us app data. So apparently all it did was just grab the registry files. I mean, we may have to sit there and try to carve something out past that point. Yeah, that looks to be about it. So like logs and registry locations. Oh, hooray. So that's going to make this that much more of a pain in the posterior. Alright, so what tools did they give us for all this stuff? We get registry viewer, we even have hashcat, so if we need to go through and try to break these things. Okay then. CyberChef. I guess we'll open up the PCAP. Okay, so what we need to try to do is figure out from all this stuff, how can we go through and look at this? Is this the same thing that I've got open here, this Microsoft one? Vulnerability guide. Red and blue team security. Yeah, all the parameters. But the problem is, we don't actually have a copy of the theme file. So this looks like this would have been all done after the fact. Likely. this is going to be a giant pain in the posterior. So it looks like desktop-887GK2L is probably the system that's being targeted. Must be where it goes and tries to actually set up the negotiation. Wasn't there something in regards to the... There should be a response for negotiation. Some sort of string, wasn't it? That was mentioned for the first one. Yeah, so it seems like it starts before too long. Neg token targ. Negotiation flags. The aspect was to try to figure out, okay, the attacker's path. Well, crap. Not exactly like I expected it to be easy, but dear Lord. You couldn't even get me the files themselves to actually work on. Although, I mean, this is realistic. I mean, you're dumped into a scenario where you just gotta grab the quickest stuff that you can and then maybe go back and do a full forensic image. My big thing is I want Network Miner on this host. And I want it to choke through this PCAP. Oh crap, it won't because it's a PCAP NG and the free version does not handle that. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and we're just going to save this out as a regular PCAP. Okay. So good, you can work on that one. This is going to transfer over. Oh. Oops. I think my copy of Network Miner might be dirty. In other words, I did not clear all the rendered files out of it. Okay, hang on one second. I'm going to sit there and pause this and pick it back up. Okay, got network monitor transferred over and then opened up the PCAP that we saved off from the PCAP NG. And we're over in credentials taking a look and we've got everything that's popping through. So we've got the, looks like comms back and forth. A desktop dash ND6F HD 5D. And then the desktop. Oh no. Desktop dash 887GK2L is the host. So that should be the system that's set up as the attackers in order for the challenge or for Windows to go and take a look at. So question 2 is about the hash going over. What's the full username of the compromised account? So it's going to be the desktop-nd6fh5d/let's defend. That's correct. And then if we look at that, we take a look at the password. They want the first challenge. So we're going to take the password from that and we're going to have to clean that up. So let's just do this. Let's pop that out. I got Notepad++ open on the other side. Dump out, well, maybe dump out the data, maybe. Okay, there it is. So I'm assuming it's just going to be the NTLM challenge. Now, is there dating on this so we can find the first one? Yeah, so it looks like 03/14/2012 and then 7/26/59 UTC, 7/27/29 UTC, and 7/27/47. So this would be the first one then. And so we're just interested in the NTML challenge. My guess is yes. Okay, now the whole aspect is, okay, can we figure out what path was used? Really, it was staring me in the face the whole time. //desktop-887GK2L/SMB12. Given by the comms. We'll see. Yep. Good lord. Staring me right in the face in the PCAP. He'd be like, well, wait, what? Staring you right in the face. Yeah, let me go back. We'll load up the big PCAP. And so we had this back and forth, everything else like that, and we got to the point of the negotiations. This is where they're doing the query to figure out, okay, where is this desktop 887G? We're just going to call it the attacker's desktop. Around packet or frame 95. And as we go further in there, we see the communications going back and forth. So we get the negotiation aspect. Can we find where's the actual challenge inside of here? Get the stupid flags. So we've got the target identified there. And I I'm just trying to figure out, okay, where are we pulling the 7 Bravo 28 from here? Is it further in? We got a session key. Maybe it's further up. All right, we're not gonna, yeah, no more expanding on the flags. We get the dialects, so stuff that things have supported. I don't see anything there. We get the response. We get the server GUID. We get the request for negotiation. We get assault. But I still do not see. Nope, let me get response yet again. And then we're into the negotiations, and I'm still not seeing anything here that spells that out. So let's do this. Let's just see if we can just search for it. None. Oh, we want packet details. Oh, right here. So a little bit further down in packet 122. Okay, so I just must have overlooked it then, or I just didn't go far enough down. So it is there. So we get the challenge inside of there. And then a little bit further down, we get to see the actual request tree. And then the full thing in regards to user is going to be packet 123. As at least in the info section, user desktop dash nd6fh5d slash let's defend. All right, now we need the NT proof string value. And I said we got the challenge at 122. And if we go to 123 underneath the NTLMv2 response, we get 2731 Foxtrot 9 Charlie 2 Alpha Charlie 40 Delta 2 Foxtrot 1 Alpha Alpha 3 Charlie 1 797 Foxtrot Foxtrot 0 Foxtrot 026 Echo. And then going back, if we take a look at network miner from that point, that was what underneath credentials. Do we get the NT proof there at all that we can actually utilize? Let's see if we get the responses. No, we just get the response. We don't get the proof. So I suppose since we've still got that in search, let's go to credentials. No? Nope. Sessions. I don't suppose that shows up anywhere. It does not. Parameters? It does not. Okay, so apparently you are gonna actually need to do Wireshark for this. Or I guess what's the other thing? We got parameters. Let's try NT. Oof. STR. That does not show up. And yeah, that's any column. It is not case sensitive. Okay, so you're still gonna have to know how to use Wireshark to dig through that stuff. Let's see. Then we need to find when did they successfully log in. So here's the question. Is there RDP in the... No, there's not. Okay, so now we're apparently into log hunting. Apparently we've expended everything we can on the PCAP. Okay. Well, that's something. I mean, this was starting to look like, yeah, this is definitely going to live up to hard. Oh, I'm used to, you do a triage image, you end up with, some of more of the actual file system as opposed to just this, but. Okay, so we need to find successful RDP login. Which is effectively going to mean we need to take a look at the logs. Oh, we can't get a free license. Hmm. Okay then. So let's see. We're expecting RDP. So is there a... Oh, what is it? Yeah, terminal services, local session manager, operational. There is. Okay, and that was exploited after the fact, yes? Yeah. So there's 6.2, there's 2.14, and the traffic was 3.14, so it would have been 3.15 at some point. When did they successfully log in? User system. Okay, then go back. 3.15. Plugin successfully begin. Successfully succeeded. So with this, event ID 21 would be a successful login. And that does appear to be the case. And so they list this as, oh, they do the weird date form or time date format. So 2024, actually, why don't we just write it down and then we can try copying it. Might save a little bit of time. So 2024, 15, no, because then it goes to month, so 0315 space, and then hour is 02 minutes, 50, and then 37 for the seconds. And we're getting that again from the event ID 21 in the Microsoft-Windows-Terminal Services-Local Session Manager %40 operational event log. So let's see if we're right. No. Oh, 250. Yeah, they're not doing a T or anything else like that. So it must be the fact that okay, so let's do this. Let's do filter current event log. And just give me event ID 21s. I mean, unless there's a specific one for like remote. All right, so we've got what, 3? One that's listed as local, one that's listed as local, the other one's listed as local. Okay, well, we've only got 3 things here at different times, which means it's going to be one of the 3 that are there. So we got 2:59 and 51 seconds, and then actually 3 a.m. 17 minutes 25 seconds. So it's not the first one. It's not the second. It's not the third either. Well, that's interesting. The day after. Month, day, hours, hours. So 2:50:37, 2:59:51, and 3:17:25. All of which that I've submitted, all of which have basically been like, yeah, no. Screw you. And now apparently we need to find the file and then a PowerShell script and then account creation. Here's the problem. Now we gotta try to figure out the rest of this. I mean, those are the only 2 sections where that actually are only 3 items that showed up. Because event ID 22 is shell start notification received. 23 is session log off succeeded. Reconnection. Oh, 131. Server accepted a new TCP connection from client RDP or client IP address. Okay, so were there any 131s in the log? They were not. So that kind of kills that one. Oh, that might actually be a different log file even to begin with. Application and services logs, Microsoft Windows, remote desktop service, RDP core TS. Application experience, but I don't see application and services. Remote desktop services. And maybe we can use these to try to paint together a picture. Is there a 131? It's a 132, which is what in this context? I don't know, it doesn't touch. There are. Of course, the problem is you also need to figure out, okay, what was the IP address of the local host, the attacker? That's this one. Because the one starts in ND6 was the one that was attacked. So these machines are 172, 17, 79, 132. Okay, so are there any that might touch then 132? 132, 132, 132. So it looks like 303? It doesn't match any of the ones that we have. No, because we have 250, 259, and 317. And here we're actually getting the connections from the host, the earliest, so the first would have been 30330, which is past the first two. So why wasn't there a login then at that time? Clear the filter. Connection succeeded. There's this one. Okay, so what about this then? My God. If it's just been sitting at the hole, it's sitting in my face the entire time. So 30354. Oh, I guess before we start celebrating, we should kind of verify that that's actually the case, right? Let's not pat ourselves on the back too hard. Very close to the right answer. 3,354. Did I put like a extra? Year, month, day, space, hour. I mean, it's not going to be so, like, tentative. No, it does expect a zero, apparently, in the format. I mean, we get told right here, source address 172.17.79.132, and that the connection succeeded. Is it because it took over the connection that was... Okay, I get what happened. So they interrupted it then. So it disconnected from a local host. And that's the session that they interrupted. And then we get this one where, okay, a reconnection was successfully done. So yeah, that's when that, yeah, see now you would think that that would be the, see it's when did the attacker log in successfully? So it should be 54, not 44. I mean, because if it's going to stay 44 seconds, then it should be okay. Which session did, the attacker hijack? Although maybe that gives it too much away. Okay, now we need to find backdoor account. Download a PowerShell script. So this must be all past that point. And then we need to track back to the start of the exploitation. What is the name of the file used to exploit the victim? So we're looking for the theme file. All right, which is going to be... we're going to have to process the MFT, likely. And we don't have anything else, do we? No, we just have the MFT to process. I know sometimes you get like the journal files and the like. MFT Explorer. Load MFT. Please point me in the direction of your MFT for consumption purposes. There you go. There's the direction of my MFT. Not confused with the direction of my NFT. The crypto bros with that might have gotten a laugh. Who knows? Okay. So, we are already 48 minutes in. I am going to pause and pick back up in the recording once this is finished doing its processing. Save time, bandwidth, energy, etc. Okay, so we're doing a bunch of jumping around while waiting for that to go through. We have a copy due to the triage image of the SAM and system file, so I am going to go and try to crack that. And we'll see what comes out of it while I wait for that stuff to finish. So I've pulled down a copy of Mimi Cats, and I've dumped inside the x64 folder where I've got this stuff running. I have dumped the portion in there. So we're gonna do, what is it? Privilege dash colon debug. 20's okay. Actually, we probably don't even need to do this because I'm already running this as admin, but whatever. We got system. And then we do log hash.text to set a log file. It's okay. And then we do lsas dump SAM. And then we're doing, where's your cats folder? So I think it's supposed to be file name 1, file name 2. So we'll do SAM and then system. There we have results. Now those should be dumped into hash. Yes, so we have administrator, WDAG utility account. Yeah, let's defend. So what, did it just create an administrator account? Is that the whole thing? Does that match what we're expecting? Yeah, maybe. If we're going to run hashcat on everything, then we need to create a user, and then so I'm assuming it would be, we're going to take this, and then we've got that hash. And we're just going to keep going all the way down. So here's what I want to do. I take this, and I want to save this as hash org underscore org to denote original. And we're just going to screw with the hash file. So then we're going to just take this, we're going to knock that out. We're going to take this, and then we're going to bring that together, and there should be no space. And then we're looking for user guest, user default account. So we're going to have the W. And then we got let's defend. Just going to back that out. And then that's technically everything. So it's only the 3. Because it is being used by another process. Okay, fine. Hash.text. And then we should theoretically just be able to go copy the hash.text, go back to our tools, and go hashcat. We probably just want to dump it straight in here, would be my guess. Yeah, oh look at that, we got the RockU database. I wonder if it's going to be a password that's stored in the RockU. We're going to exit out of that. We're going to backspace out till we're back to tools. Go into the hashcat folder, and if we run directory, we can see all that. So then we want hashcat.exe. We're specifying so module or whatever, 1000. Hash.text. And then we just want to try the RockU.text as the word list. So we have to give us hashcat if they didn't give us. Starting in help mode. was that? That's still running. Yeah, I may end up having to make this a multi-part aspect. Whoa. That did not help me. So word lists, that's A0. Device type, we want to do it probably with CPU. So how do I set the device type? Oh, over here we can just double check that item 1000 is NTML hash. If you can find it. Backend device. Hash type. Why is auto detect? Attack mode. Really? I mean, or is it just basically sitting there right in front of my face and I just don't see it? Yep. So that confirms 1000 is NTLM, which is great, but that does not. Open CLI device types. Is there a open? How do I specify open? Okay, so capital D. So if we run the whole thing again, we do capital D, and then what was it for CPU 1? Well, crap. We get the hashes only to be stopped here. I'm assuming it's the administrator. We actually need to know. Oh, they're telling us that it should end with a asterisk. So I'm going to visit on a outside web browser, crackstation.net. And we are going to run this. And apparently Let's Defense password is blank, as the other ones are not found. Supports NTLM. Okay, yeah. So Hashcat apparently is not going to work for us. Nope. Okay, then can we try just John the Ripper? And we'll just try the same thing. So we've got the hashes, but we just can't do anything with them. I mean, what's the other aspect? I mean, we could try a force. Dash dash force dash dash show. But and we still don't get anything. No hash is loaded, but they match the format. Wow, that's still going. Jeez. Okay, John the Ripper. John the Ripper finished copying over. So let's go back to Hashcat. Let's grab RockU and let's grab hash. Because I'm not entirely sure if I have RockU. There, but we got John. What does it run? Oh, there already is one in there. Okay, so let's see about then just navigating to. Yeah, we gotta back out of that first. We're gonna go into there and then run. And they're gonna run John. And we're gonna specify hash.txt. And we're gonna try rocku.txt. Oh. So I was gonna try to figure out. Did it crap out? specify the word list. Okay. So I think we need to do, so we're going to call John. Word list equals Q, and then hash dot text. No. Did the time run out? Yep. And we're already an hour in. Okay, I'm going to stand this back up, and then I am just going to extract the materials. We will just do this, I guess, the hard way. Oh, you lost the hashes too. Okay, another pause. Okay, so got the stuff transferred over. What I did is then run the Eric Zimmerman tool mfte cmd.exe. Let me see if I can just bring up the command window and show it. Oh yeah, it's a bit big. Let's see if we can't do something with it. Okay, so basically just ran the stuff through here. It output, so did -f pointed to the $MFT from the acquisition. Specified, yeah, I want to do it as a CSV into the CVE 2024 21320 folder and just do it as CSV. I then dumped the CSV into Timeline Explorer. And I did a search for .theme. So this is the mft.csv that we exported after running the Eric Zimmerman tool and into Timeline Explorer because we're looking for an actual theme, and what we see is /users/let's defend/downloads theme.theme as the file name. Because obviously this whole thing is that it is a malicious theme. So let me build out what we're going to put that in. so that's basically where I pulled that from, and we'll take a look and see if we can find a PS1 that gets dumped. So it appears that it should just be theme.theme because I want the whole path. Yes. Okay, and then we're going to go back to Timeline Explorer, and we're going to take a look and see as it tries to figure everything out. Things might get a little bit choppy because just things are running. MFT Explorer just sat there and ran. I'm looking to actually get this done at a reasonable time, so I'm just moving on and figured this would be the quickest way to go about it. I will likely try to do John the Ripper for the hashes, but I am going to take the SAM and system and dump them into a Kali VM and try to run some of the other stuff against it and see what comes out the other side. But that's neither here nor there right now. So our whole thing is that we want to find the name of a PowerShell script that was dumped on the system. PowerView.ps1. Search. So many results. Well, let's try it. PowerView.ps1. Actually, if we go back up, we can just copy it. It looks like that was in the downloads directory as well. Because then we start getting into things like Cape. So the PS1 file, get-cape update. So let's see as to whether or not if we're even remotely close with this. Let me get the Timeline Explorer out of the way. Power View. Yes, okay. Now we're down to the last aspect. And this is what's just generated so much in the line of problems. So again, we have the local files due to the acquisition, thankfully. And because apparently the Mimikat stuff didn't give me what I needed in order to run through this stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to take these and transplant. So I am going to, again, pause, and we'll see as to whether or not we get something like what I'm expecting. Okay, we have some results. So took the SAM and system file, dumped it into Kali, into the documents folder, because this is a brand new install of the latest version 2024.4. Ran the SAM dump 2 space dash O output for hash. The mouse is not tracking. Why is the mouse not tracking? Did I not? Okay, there it is. So SAM dump 2 space dash O space hash.txt to output as a text file, and then space system space SAM because I had those files inside there, and what they're looking for is first the system file, then the SAM file. I'm hoping this works. And then what we end up with is kind of the format that I remember seeing way back in the old days. So if we do a cat hash.txt, we get a bunch of disabled aspects for like administrator, guest, and some others. We get let's defend. We get an unnamed account, and then we get a support agent. How much do you want to bet support agent is our going to be our pain in the metaphorical posterior? And now what we need to do is run John. dash.text word list equals rocku.txt. Did I do that right? No such file. Is it because I don't have the rocku in the actual directory that I'm trying to call this straight from? It very well could be it. So let's see if we can't get around that. I know that my local version of John the Ripper had the rocku, yes, right there. So if we go and just copy, we go back to our documents, we're just going to paste it right there in there. It's going to transfer over. Now we have rocku. And we're just going to try this again. No such file or folder. Oh, I guess it would help if I actually put txt. Use the dash show dash dash format equals lm. Oh no. Okay, fine. So dash dash format equals nt. Okay, John, help me out here. What am I doing wrong? John, options, password files. Okay, so then we want to put just everything all together. That's fine. Let's just do that then, just to make it easier. So we get all the options, the dash dash show, dash dash format equals nt, dash dash word list equals rocku. But that's what you suggested. No passwords left to crack. So supposedly you crack something, but yet, you don't want to actually give me this last little portion. I am right there at the very end of it, and you just gotta keep screwing with me, don't you? You just can't let me have this. Oh, I might have to go back. It's like we have what we need. I mean, we have all this. of course, I don't remember. So what do we do? John dash dash show? We just password file. Okay, fine. Okay. So I'm gonna copy this selection and we're gonna go back to Crack Station because you know what? I'm gonna give you another chance, Crack Station. We are just gonna knock out the 103 and we're just gonna subdivide the other one. And I am not a robot. And these are motorcycles. Can you get me something? So we get an exact match for support agent for this, but it just shows up blank. But that's not an option we can use. There's got to be some sort of password, and apparently it's supposed to end with an exclamation point. Oh, dear Lord. Or is it the fact that since I'm trying to do this, I'm just wondering as to whether or not if like this particular method no longer works. I mean, it's gotta flip and be there, right? I'll try. What if we turn off? Nope. Results are just. Come on, people. I got the clock running here. I guess I could just. CFQFMC. Everything just keeps coming back with like a blank. That does not help me that much. Well, crap. Because it was kind of the same thing with the last one too, because it denoted that it was empty. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back to the, I guess, drawing board because this is not turning out the way that I expected to be this difficult. Okay, so different change. So I had to use impact, impacket, secrets dump. I guess apparently after Windows 1709 anniversary update, they updated the encryption on the SAM file, I believe. A new flavor of AES was deployed to it. So old stuff like SAM dump 2 and the others will give you results, but not what you're looking for. So we have support agent, and we have new hashes now. So I'm going to just really quickly go back. We're going to take a look at crack station. AA Delta 3B. Okay, yeah, so I can get rid of the first one. Ending in double E. Yeah. And let's see if we can get anything that shakes out. No. Because of course not, because... Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But we do have what we can replace that. So we're just going to copy this and copy selection. And we're going to replace all this so it looks better. Now, if we go back and just run the same thing on hash, password 123 for let's defend. Oh no, it's actually going to be support. That will be different. With a 0 instead of a O. Okay, so a different hash then. And that one is not found. So we got password 123 for let's defend, but that doesn't help us. And I just love the fact that it still sits there and says "u dash dash show space format." But yeah, then it still comes back as okay, well, we know what we need to target. We need the support one. So there's that. Crap, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to just do target, so we're focusing only on that one. Although I wonder if it just would have been better to knock out. We still have the key stuff, so let's just knock the rest of this out. What if we just make it simple? We got a username, we got a password. It will probably take a while, so let's do this. Let's try word list equals rockyou one more time, now that we've cut out the extraneous stuff. Apparently not. It is not in rockyou. And then we get the real fun stuff. Now we have to wait. which on this one, I think because it's file format NT, should it not have the $NT $ in front of what we actually have? This may take a while. Okay, pausing again. Okay, so I'm just gonna sit there and leave John the Ripper running. I'm just gonna make this into a two-parter. So we were able to, by at least doing what we've done, extract the usernames and password hashes from the SAM and system files, which gives us the Let's Defend that gives the password of 123. But then we end up with support with a 0 as opposed to an O for the username, which looks like that will fit, and that's more than likely what they're looking for. But the hash just does not come back out. So I will make a part 2 for next week, and hopefully at that point, if I've got to sit there and brute force this thing and actually find the answer, I can give just basically a quick short video as to how that was all set up and done, and we can just move on to the very next challenge. I'm more than likely overthinking something on this particular aspect, but this apparently is the hardest question. Unless, well, let's get unstuck. Let's do a hint. PowerShell operation event log 4104. Okay, well, we expended it, so let's use it. So I need 1 second while I go in and event and logs and what was that? PowerShell operational event logs. PowerShell operational EVTX. Inside of our extracted, so C Windows System 32 win EVT/logs. Okay, and we pull this sucker up, and then we're looking for event ID 4104. Event viewer is choking. I apparently had too many saved logs dumped in there still. Come on. Okay, took a second. Got there. So apparently, okay, yeah, they were doing PowerShell logging. So we get prompt, net local administrator support agent. This is 314, and then we get into a bunch of older stuff. Agent password exclamation point. Okay, so I was entirely wrong. Focused on the support. So if we take that, and then we convert back over, we don't have to make a two-parter, guys. Hooray! And it does give us the support agent. Bing, bang, boom, there we go. So in the PowerShell operational logs, event ID 4104. And do I get removed from the scoreboard because I asked for a hint? No, I take number 8. So there we go. definitely forced a large amount of stretching. Um, and a false start with basically having those SAM and system files available, thinking we had to do some old school password cracking, but apparently not. So there we go. That has been the newest challenge, at least at the time of recording, the Windows Theme Spoofing Hard DFIR challenge. And with all that being said, I will see everybody in the next video.